Hello, it's Alex and welcome to Hey Little Thrifter. Today I'm going to be sharing my February haul with you. It's mostly books, but I did get one non-bookish item, and it's a piece of clothing that I bought from a thrift store, and it is this incredible Halloween themed jumper. It's got jack-o'-lanterns, it's got a cat with like beads for eyes, it's got moons on the cuffs. The design goes all the way around the back, which is really cool. I don't really know what else to say about it, but I think it kind of speaks for itself. I just think it's really special, and I got this for just $4.20, which I thought was a real bargain. So yeah, definitely looking forward to wearing this one when October rolls around, if I can wait that long. Okay, so onto the books. Some of them are thrifted and some are not. First one is one from a red, white and blue thrift store, and it is Blood Games by Richard Lehman. I got this for just 50 cents. This one is about a group of female friends who go away to a creepy cabin in the woods for their annual get-together, and of course things go horribly wrong. Next up is a book at the opposite end of the spectrum. It's the one that I spent the most money on, but well worth it. It's an original paperback edition of The Cipher by Kathy Koja from 1991. This is quite collectible now. It's difficult to find a copy online for less than $100, which, you know, I wish I could spend that on a book, but I can't. And this one, it does have a tiny nick here, but otherwise it's in excellent condition, so I was really pleased to find it. The inside artwork is pretty incredible. And yeah, I read this last year and loved it, and just really wanted to be able to add a physical copy to my collection. So I've been keeping my eye out online for quite a while, but haven't had any luck until I found this in a job lot of books on eBay. So I ended up getting this one plus a few others. Let's see what we've got. We have The Metronome and Other Stories by Alan Dean Foster. This is a sci-fi collection. We have The Forsaken by Stephen Ray Fulghum. This one is about some kind of demon, I think. And then we have Dance with the Devil by Deanna Dwyer, which is a pseudonym for good old Dean Koontz. He had so many pen names. And then also Blackwater Volume 3 by Michael McDowell. And yeah, so I figured this was a pretty decent little collection, and you know, the one I was mostly excited about was of course The Cipher. So I did pay a little bit for this. It probably ended up being about $40 plus shipping. So yeah, I totally splashed out, but I now have this in my collection, so I'm really happy with that. I got these 5 books from a second-hand bookshop in town, and these worked out to be probably about $3 or so each, which I thought was pretty good. I got Ghoul and Cutthroat, both by Michael Slade. These are books 2 and 3 in the series, following on from the first book, Headhunter, which I read recently and really enjoyed. They're like kind of horror, thriller, crime crossovers. And yeah, really well written. These were on my wish list anyway after reading Headhunter, and I wasn't looking to purchase them so soon, but the fact that I just happened to stumble upon them, I couldn't really leave them behind. I got Lost Souls by Poppy Z. Bright. This is a vampire novel from the early 90s, and I read it when I was a teenager back in the day and loved it, but I no longer have my copy, so I'd kind of been wanting to pick up a copy and reread it sometime, so I was really pleased to find this one, and yeah, definitely looking forward to checking this one out again. I was also really pleased to find Black Christmas by Thomas Altman. I know this one was featured in Paperbacks from Hell, and I believe it isn't anything to do with the film Black Christmas, which is a fantastic horror film, but this one does still involve people getting murdered. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. I might wait till December, but yeah, we'll see. And last one in that batch is Somebody Come and Play by Claire McNally. I think this one has some creepy children in it, which is always a good time, and I love the artwork on this. It is yeah, really cool and creepy. I also went to a second-hand bookshop and I picked up this little guy. This is Triad, a novel of the supernatural by Mary Leader. I'd never heard of it before, but it just kind of jumped out at me. Apparently this book inspired the song Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac, which is really interesting. And I don't know too much about this one. I didn't want to read too much into it. I would just like to pick it up going in fairly blind. So yes, I will report back on this one once I've given it a read. I also bought a few books secondhand online, and first up is this one, and I mean, just look at this cover. This is probably one of the coolest covers I've seen in a while, and inside we have the full title, Evil is a Quiet Word. This is by Theodus Carroll, and again, it's one I don't really know much about other than it's some kind of ghost story, but yeah, I just needed this one in my life. And there is a bit of wear to it, and it does have someone's name here, but I don't mind too much. I got this one for pretty cheap, so I'm okay with it. Another piece of amazing artwork is Thrill by Barbara Petty. I was just so entranced by this cover. I think it's amazing, and unfortunately this copy has seen better days, but again, it was cheap, so I don't mind too much. The inside looks to be pretty fine, so that's okay. And this one seems to be about two women. They meet a guy in a singles bar and things get crazy, and I don't know, maybe people get murdered. It sounds like a good time to me. And another cover I could not resist is Second Sight by Cecilia Bartholomew. I mean, just look at that creepy doll, it's crying, and then we've got this metallic red title. I just love it so much. This is about a beautiful model who is slowly going blind, and someone is lurking in the shadows waiting to kill her. Yeah, definitely intrigued by this one. And last but not least, I have Bones by Andrew Cull, and this was very kindly sent to me by the author, so thank you so much, Andrew. This came all the way from Australia, and I have seen this all over Instagram. It seems to be a big hit in the horror bookstagram community. I've heard really good things about it. It's a collection of 4 stories, and yeah, looking forward to reading this one. So those were all of my finds from February. I hope you had a great month. Let me know if you've read any of these books and tell me what you thought. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!